talked about this a little earlier, and next week, 60 Minutes is going to devote a good portion of the show to a tribute to Mike Wallace, one of their founding members. The world of broadcast journalism has lost a giant. Veteran CBS newsman Mike Wallace died on Saturday, at the age of 93. He was surrounded with family when he passed away at a care facility in Connecticut. Do you want?
Why is he at a care facility?
Because he probably needed care.
But he's a wealthy guy. Can't he bring all that gear in and just kind of...
Well, he's not making all the decisions probably at this
That happens at the end a lot of times. The family's like, hey, why should we spend all this money? That's our inheritance.
We want the money.
Yeah.
Get him to a facility.
Fuck him. Put him in a facility right now. But who knows? Maybe he needed it. I don't know.
I don't know what was wrong with him at the end of his life.
You know, I was reading about his life, and the things that stand out for me is that Mike Wallace... I had an article. I can't find it now. I don't know what I did with it. But Mike Wallace... Here we go. Remembering Mike Wallace, 1918 to 2012. 1918. Yeah, for half a century, he took on corrupt politicians, scam artists, all the 60-minute stuff. Here he goes. He traveled with Martin Luther King, whom Wallace called his hero. He grappled with Louis Farrakhan. He interviewed Malcolm X. I remember that shortly before his assassination.
Yeah, 110.
This is pretty cool. He interviewed Malcolm X, and basically Malcolm X said, look, I'm already a dead man. I'm going to be... Because he goes, aren't you worried about your life? And Malcolm X was like, oh, man, I'm gone.
Minister Malcolm, you have suggested that there are all kinds of movements in Harlem growing that you and I don't know about.
Oh, yes. Frustration itself has been sufficient, all that was necessary to make Negroes realize the importance of banding together.
For a second, if I may digress, Malcolm X was the greatest. He was so threatening to white people, but he really had a wonderful message. He really was. Well,
he changed. He had a transformation over the course of his
of his life,
of his public life, and toward the end of his life, he had a completely different message than he had at the beginning.
I mean, he was a rebel. He was a revolutionary. But his thoughts were deep, and he was. It's too bad he was cut down. He was such a wonderful man. Really was. I mean, okay, he had a past that wasn't so great when
but that's part
when he was
of
known as
up
Red.
In America, There was no economy for blacks to get into, so they had an underground economy.